Look dead, jeez. Oh, hi. Please do not attempt to perform any of the stunts or activities in this show as they are dangerous. It can lead to serious injury. Sure. Video submissions of any kind are not accepted by One Side of the Coin or Heads or Tails Gaming.
Hey everybody, welcome to One Side of the Coin. I'm your host, Steveo the Gamer. With me as always, my co-host, Mack-Attack, yes. So tonight, to all of our Genesis fans out there, we really don't know what we're going to be discussing. So I mean, it's kind of like on the limb. So if anybody wants to start up a conversation in the chat, you're more than welcome to. Tonight, we did have some merch come in. So I'm going to explain my likes and dislikes about that experience that came in, but we'll get to that a little bit later. Yeah, so a lot of stuff has been talked about this past week in regards to Genesis. I know they're really pushing the dungeon crawler. Every time I look on Facebook, more or less, I'm seeing nothing but dungeon crawler stuff, dungeon crawler. So, however, the cardboard cohorts have been putting out their daily questions, and the question of today was, I think, the future of Genesis. So, the future of Genesis and where we see Genesis in the future, whether it's a couple of years from now, 5 years, 10 years, whichever, right? So, and I know I didn't get a chance to listen to it, but Sid put out one of his ramblings today as far as the future of Genesis as well.
No, I thought someone watched him do it.
Yeah, no, we would hear it. So anyway, future outlook at Genesis. What do you think? What would you like to see as far as Genesis and the path, right? So. Drawing a blank.
More sets.
More sets. More
obviously.
Sets, yeah.
I really want this game to continue on and do good.
Yeah.
And have a lot more to it. And, yeah.
I think right now for we actually have nobody in the chat right now. It's crazy. But anyway, yeah, no, I would like in the near future to see more player engagement, right? So basically, get people playing the game, right? Like the actual game itself, rather than like so much focus on alternate formats, right? Which is, I think, where Haunted Castle is going with this right now. And it's like they're focusing on the dungeon crawler, this new Smash free-for-all format.
Okay.
Like there's all these and don't get me wrong, they're really awesome formats to introduce and whatnot, but putting so much focus on them and having players look at that more so than the actual game itself, right? And the constructed format, the competitive play, in getting players more interested in that, right? Like, I mean, that's basically the essentials of the game, 1v1, in battling one another in a competitive scene kind of thing, and fighting that way. I would like to see more of that happening, seeing more of the actual competition styles within the LGSs, having people coming out to actually participate in those more so than, okay, hey, here's an alternate format, try this, run this to try and get players more engaged in the game, right? So that's not initially how the game was designed and built for, mind you. Like having side events in alternate formats are really, really good for progression of the game, but don't put as much focus on them, right? I think they should try to keep the actual focus on the game itself, and getting the players involved that way, right? So, and I know a lot of people were saying about the complication of the rules, learning a new game, but it's like that with any game. Any game that comes out, they're going to have their own rules, they're going to have their own terminology, etc., etc. I think we touched base on this before, right? And it's a learning experience. If you're a new player, of course, you're going to have to learn new things, right? And making references to other games is fine. It's good to have that, but outside of that, let's just get the players playing, and showing them how the game is done, playing that competitive format, and just going forward. That's what I'd like to see in the short term, right?
Playing one game at a time. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, right. Rather you start confusing them with okay, here's how you play a four-man free-for-all or a three-man free-for-all, whatever format, right? Kind of thing. I think complicates it more in the learning process. Right?
Like if you know how to play, sure, go ahead and play all these different formats. But if you have a new player who's coming in, they're like, oh, I've never played this and I want to try it. Do not throw them into a 3 or 4 player game. You're going to confuse the heck out of this poor guy.
It's really a great standing point for newer players to learn the game, right? So, you had mentioned more sets, right?
Yeah.
Yes, I agree with you 100%. Genesis 5 years now. 5 years. 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we don't have a lot, right? So it's like
6.
So alpha, beta, right?
2.
And then you got Welcome to J, Raise, J2,
Origins.
and then Origins.
So yeah, that's
6. Yeah, but I mean, like alpha, beta.
They were like starters.
Exactly, right?
Testers.
So even from Welcome to J, there's like not a lot of circulation, right? Kind of thing. So I think it's. You look at J2 forward, right? Because J2 is more or less. Bless you. The reprint set, which gave new players a starting point, right? So it's more or less a reset. Moving forward, here's the best that we can give you, kind of thing to start the game. From the previous sets that were so short printed, so it's like. More or less, I look at it from that standing point rather than looking at those first 4 original releases in going forward. So basically, you're boiling it down now from 6 sets down to 2, right? So just within the last couple of years. So we want to start seeing like quicker progression on sets throughout a year.
Not too many,
though. Well,
like,
I mean, yeah.
Don't come out with
saturate the market.
And
make us start barfing on Genesis kind of thing. Too much releases, but having 2 to 3 sets a year.
At least,
I would really like to see that. Right? Let's keep it fresh and familiar to players. Give some players excitement a few times throughout the year rather than just once a year, and going forward from that. So
what does that say? Bazin's House of Horrors?
Yeah, so that's one of the.
That's the dungeon crawler thing. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Listening in the background, aggressively trying to. Yeah. So. Again, so yeah, it's like again, like no offense, Joy, or anything like that. It's just pushing too much information or pushing that too much, right?
Even he said there's a lot.
There's
like
a
to
lot,
prepare it, let alone learn it.
Exactly,
right?
learning it. So newer players, and it's like throwing them into this. They're learning a different format of what the game is actually meant to play in the competitive scene.
Like
right?
I was already playing, so it's like I knew how the game works. So to be tossed into a dungeon crawler match when we first tested it out here, it was like, oh, okay, this is really cool. But yeah, I can just imagine a new player.
Yeah, so I mean, if they're coming into the game and starting off at that point, right? Whether it's a free-for-all play or that Smash
any other format than
any
the
other
original.
format other than the actual original one, it could potentially confuse them a little bit, right? When you sit down on a 1v1 and it's like, oh, well, I can do this in this format, but well, no, okay, that's a different rule
format,
from the way it is on just a 1v1, right?
And then it's like when it's a 1v1, you can like help out the person. It's like, okay, well, you could do this, or you could do this, right? You're teaching them, right? Or it's like, you play out, one game, 1 or 2 games, actually fully explaining it, everything. And then you play another game, and it's like, okay, I'm going to leave it to you, right? And then ask questions if you need to, right? You jump into there, and everyone's like, okay, I got to win this. And they, like, it's sometimes competitive with it. Like, when we did it, it was like, we had fun with it, right? And we just kind of like had it out, but I can see some people taking other formats like this very seriously.
Very serious. They can in the future. I mean, like if that's the route that they're going to go with and make it competitive formats, right? Whereas I can't really see that standing for too long. Kind of thing, so. I think it's more of a casual thing. It's like, so if a person is not wanting to get into the competitive scene, but still learning the game on a 1v1 is very important and very crucial to learning the game, to have that experience of how Genesis is meant to be played kind of thing, right? And then branching off, right? So like, meaning if you don't want to be a competitive player, you don't want to be in the competitive scene, then you're gonna want to, you know, maybe take a look at whether it's like Pack Wars or Pack Battles or the Dungeon Crawler or you know, the free-for-all formats kind of thing. So.
Okay, did we ever fully settle the difference between Pack Wars and Pack Battles?
I think so. Well, it depends. In Genesis?
Yes.
In Genesis, it's just Pack Wars. They call it Pack Wars. But
there's a difference.
Or Pack Battles, sorry. Pack Battles is what they call it, I think.
No, there's a difference. Pack Battles
where you actually play with the booster pack.
Yeah.
You get one booster pack, you open it, and you play
Pack
with just that.
Wars is you both
when you're
open
just
a
opening
pack
up
and you
who's
see who's got the better pack.
cards,
Yeah,
and
see,
you
there's
choose,
a difference.
Right? There is a difference, yes.
Huge difference.
Yeah.
I've been on this. I've been on people about this for months now because they're like, "Oh, it's the same thing." No, it's not. There's a difference.
Way to introduce them into Genesis. Experience not designed to be competitive. Yeah,
And that's.
Sorry.
The other formats. What?
No. Well, the Dungeon Crawler, so the different audience tap into board and D&D games, gamers. Yeah, it gets them a little bit interested in it. Yes, like sort of saying, we're not looking at it as a competitive game.
I just stated
thing,
it could be, right?
Could,
like it could potentially get there. It's like if I were to turn to someone and be like pitch the game, I would definitely want them to learn the original way first over learning
100%.
like something like this, right? Just because first of all it's easier and you're actually learning like the actual game, like the first format of the game, right? You're not like, oh hey, this is another format of it. No, you're learning the first format, the original, right?
Yeah. So I mean, to me personally, on in the back of my mind, it looks like it's like kind of fishing for to get more people drawn into Genesis kind of thing.
I can see that.
Yeah. So rather than just like having some focus on this is Genesis, this is the game itself, this is how it's played and meant to be played one-on-one kind of thing, right? But yeah, you want to definitely pitch it to other markets or other players kind of thing, other gamers, and see if they have an interest in it kind of thing. But like, are they really initially going to stay and invest in it if they're not interested in the actual core of the game, playing one-on-one?
Well, that's
right?
what I was thinking,
like,
right?
Yeah. So it's like, yeah, you can get them interested in it, whether it's on the Dungeon Crawler side or just buying one booster pack and battling it out. Like, and it's like, it can be fun, but how do we really sucker? Well, not really. I don't want to say sucker. That's really a bad word to use. Get them drawn in to wanting to play in the competitive scene, right? So.
I didn't even know that was like a term.
Well, no, I don't. As I said, it just kind of slipped out. Like, I don't mean you're not suckering somebody into it, right? It's like it's got to be a willing thing. They got to want to learn.
Well,
it.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, it's yeah.
Oh, I was gonna say something. Yeah. It's like you were saying, we're hearing so much about these other formats, and it's like I feel like, yeah, it's cool to have other formats, but I feel like they should be focusing on the original more than the other ones. Like, pitch it and be like, hey, this is a format that we've tested and we found it works and like it's really cool. You guys should try it. But it's like when someone's being introduced to the game, be like, okay, this is how you play,
Right.
and then later on introduce them into the thing, right? Because you know someone's gonna hop into Genesis, go into the Facebook, and be like, oh, this is how you play it. But it's like, no.
Not really. Yeah, exactly, right? So it's like, and now with putting so much focus on the...
Can I have that? Can you bring it forward? And please just... Oh no, we're hitting it.
Just lift the ball up.
I can't read it.
Okay. Can we move this forward, Kenny?
Well, we are anyway. Oh no. Technical difficulties.
You're now close. Very, very much.
I couldn't
There we
read
go.
the.
You're very close. There we go.
Hi.
That's a little bit better.
Hello,
Okay,
it's
now
nice
we
to
can
have
read
you.
it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a little bit better.
Yeah. Oh, that's okay. Yeah. Jackson Draughts.
That's Joey.
Draughts. Oh, Joey. Hi, Joey. Sorry, I did not. I honestly did not know who that was.
Yeah.
Good to know. LOL. I learned the play the game rule is pack wars, so your definition makes more sense. Yes, it does.
Yeah.
And again, I've been ripping into people about that for like months now. I'm like, no, there's a difference. Everyone's like, no, it's the same.
Even some people they determine when they hear pack wars right away. It's like the general rule is that 2 people buy a booster pack, and then whoever has the best pack gets both boosters, right?
I don't.
So which is can be a risky thing, right? You're
like gambling.
it kind in a sense, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, in an agreement. However, when we do it on stream, we've done it in the past, and it's just more or less.
Who's got the better pack?
Who's got the better pack?
Yeah.
And just leave it at that, right? And it's not for possession of the cards, kind of thing. So it's like to each his own, however you want to look at it.
Thing is, if they weren't
But-
going to be interested in 1v1 anyway, is there harm in showing off a board game variant? Seems it resonates better. Kind of my approach to it. I can see where you're coming from with that. Like if you know, they try out the 1v1, like they learn it the original way, and then it's like, oh hey, we have other formats and they like those ones better. That's no harm to anything. Like I mean,
exactly.
I'm with that all the way. It's just like, if I'm gonna introduce someone to a game, I'd rather keep it simple and teach them, especially for this game, teach them like the first format and the original and true way to play
I would put that
Genesis.
as the focal point of the game, is teaching what the game is about itself on its own. 1v1 Genesis, like the way we learned originally and initially, right? And leave it to the people's choice and saying, okay, well, if you don't like this 1v1 format, right, then there's this option, right? Or you know, or they enjoy the game, they like it. They can still be introduced to those other formats or whatnot too, but you know, then they're also going to get a better understanding of the competitive side in the 1v1 format and help them out with that a little bit, right? And see the differences, right? I think the number one objective for Haunted Castle should be, let's focus on 1v1, right? 1v1, the competitive scene. Like I know they already got the championships coming up in April for the prelims and the actual championship in March. So you have two tournaments that lead up to your championship.
I keep forgetting about those.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So those are coming up in April, in March, and then into April, I believe it is.
Leave my piece there regarding the strategy room. How many casual formats and more?
No, Jason said hi. Hi, Jason.
Sorry.
His comments like way.
The casual formats are more than just TCG market. Nice to hear your perspective for sure. Everyone can approach it differently.
Yeah.
Oh. Whoa, okay, that's weird. I don't know, how would you do that though?
What?
Yeah, I know of Box Wars,
yeah.
that have the same rules, like those same rules. Buy half a box, winner gets the whole box. How do you determine a winner on that?
Who got the highest cards or the best cards out of their half a box? It's the same way, right? It's just on a grander scale.
So it's like whoever has like more better cards, I guess?
More better?
Yeah. No, like more in amount?
No, because you're going to get equal amount of cards. It's just who pulled the best, who has the best pulls out of the whole entire box. Well, that's what I mean,
because it's like, what if, like, you know, what if you both get, like, say, like, two...
There are ties.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean,
there can
right?
be a tie.
So it's like, if there is...
keep your half of the box, but...
If there's a tie, you just, like, keep your half? Is
I've
that
heard
how
of it that way.
And then whoever has like the best card out of the whole box gets to keep the whole thing.
And another thing you pointed out, it depends on the product too, right? So
it's
the single biggest hit of the box, right? Whoever got the highest card, right, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Then they just keep the whole thing, but then you're out half a box of cards, right? So because you split the cost of it, but yeah. So it is kind of crazy. This isn't. Yeah, we're not talking about Flesh and Blood.
I was gonna say I heard it that time.
It's Wendell. How you doing? What's that? Still didn't hear you. What?
Oh, do you have any full-time with boxes?
I do. Yes. Okay. Yeah. You can keep talking to Joey there.
I don't know what to say. Kenny?
I don't know what to
Help
say
me.
either. I got nothing for you.
Kenny, do you know what to say?
I got nothing.
Head on the product. Single biggest hits of the box. Yeah. Yeah, because you could do it with, like, again, like you would say it in another game, and then it, like, you know, goes south, and it's like, oh, we both got a really good card now. Yeah, I guess it's a draw. What happens if you... What happens in those kinds of situations where you do the box wars and you both get nothing? Like, what if it's like a really, really, like, bad box? Do you still just keep your half, or... Yeah, I was gonna say,
No
do you
one
just,
gets
like...
anything.
How many... Okay, 24 packs. How many cards are usually in a pack?
Depends on the game.
Let's go average and say what, 10? 10? We'll say 10. 10. No, hang on. You want to play a game of pick up 2400?
No.
Oh, I think did Dad do that to me once? I think he did.
I've done that to myself. I dropped a box of Genesis cards.
Oh yeah,
It was painful.
Kenny played a game of pick up 2400 by himself. I had someone else pull that on me.
Reorganize them at the same time.
Sorry?
Reorganize them at the same time.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, sorry.
Did you ever play the pick up 52 with me?
Play pick up 52.
Yeah.
52 card pickup.
Oh,
yeah,
where you
50
just...
Yeah, where
Yeah.
you just throw
Throw
it.
'em?
Yeah.
We did that on one of our shows for the Vortex.
Well, we didn't actually play the game. We planned that. Did you not turn to me one day and actually go, here, you want to play a game? Called 52 Pickup.
52 pickup. I think I did that.
I think you actually did that to me.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah, I know. I'm pretty sure you did that, though.
For sure. Good morning, Kev C. Thanks for joining us.
Who got the best of nothing? Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was talking about like when you do the box, right? Like box wars, right? You have the box, right? What if you get like a really bad box and like you both don't pull anything? And Kenny was like, you just throw out the whole box. And I was like, do you still like keep your half of the box? Is that how that would work?
I don't know.
Hey Will, do you know how box wars work?
Box wars?
Yeah.
Yeah. I usually just give it away.
I understand.
I just give it away.
Hold on.
I'm gonna go on this one. There we go.
Hi, Kepsy. Morning. Oh, right. I forgot he's on like the other side of the world.
Yeah, he's in Australia, I think it is. Isn't
Whoa, really?
it?
Nice.
I think it's Australia. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Is it Australia?
Yeah, I think so.
If it's Australia, do you get big spiders?
Asking the real questions here.
Yep.
You get the big spiders? I gotta know if there's like giant spiders
There's
that are
big
like.
giant spiders in Australia. I want to go to Australia. I've been trying to convince my wife to go to Australia
Mom,
for
we're
You
vacation.
want to go there
Hello,
because
yeah,
of
Oh, yeah,
spiders.
some.
There's some, yeah, but that's the only reason why she doesn't want to go on vacation to Australia is because
Like that big?
she's got arachnophobia, like there's no tomorrow.
Big as my head.
And not giant though. He's saying they're not giant, but they're big, right? I'm from what I
No,
heard.
that's giant. Oh my god.
Like I heard, like spiders can get up to like this big, right? Or, I've seen pictures, but I'm not sure. Kev would know for sure, 100%. But anyway,
How big do they get?
Big.
Definitely not the size of my hand. They'd be bigger than that.
I think they're bigger.
I got a tiny
But
hand.
from what I understand, or not, I know that I've been taught that they don't feed on humans anyways. They feed on like birds and stuff.
Yeah,
like that.
they eat birds.
They eat
I remember
birds,
hearing
like
about
big
that.
giant birds and
It's
stuff
still
like that.
horrifying though. Oh my god, I saw like a Joker video or something where it's like, you know, they see a little tiny spider like that and they leave the keys on the counter, they're packing their bags and going, and it's like, can you imagine those people in
Yeah,
Australia? Yeah, I had heard about that they feed on the.
But they were
birds.
saying, like, I heard of a spider down in Australia. They were saying it's called the man-killing spider, but it doesn't actually attack humans, but it hides in their car.
No!
And they said that it actually causes more accidents because it comes out from underneath the visors and stuff like that from out of nowhere because they like to hide in the cars. But they cause accidents because people are scared of these spiders that can live inside their cars.
Do you
That's
know
what I was
how
told.
many times a week I have to go and get my car seats cleaned because they'd be full of piss?
Mom would give up her license.
Oh yeah, she would. She give up her car. She would be driving.
So we are way off anyway.
Well, we're having, hey,
We're having a good.
we had no
we had no
topic for
comment
tonight.
coming
Now
in,
we
and
do.
now
We're talking about spiders from
spiders.
Australia because Kepsi's in Australia. This is the only thing we got.
We got spiders in Genesis though. The
Ugh.
eradicating tarantula. Actually, Sid and I both built spider decks. Hey, yeah. He's already pointing at me over there.
Little finger guns.
Yeah. Spider decks are good in Genesis. They are. It was not expected, and we just started focusing on building like kind of tribal things, right? So that's another thing, right, in Genesis to look forward to in the future, seeing tribal, right? So, yeah.
Oh, like 2-color summons? No, we already have those.
We
Hang
have
on.
tribal cards.
Ah!
They call them tribal cards because
Yeah,
they
yeah,
have
yeah.
both affiliations on them. I'm talking about, like, so if you make reference to magic, right? So you have your elf decks, your goblin decks, your
Oh, you
your
mean like
zombie
that?
decks.
Oh,
So those
yeah,
are called
yeah,
tribal
yeah.
decks, right? So it's more of a tribal thing. So having tribal in Genesis, right? So it's like we've already started seeing it. Like Sid and I worked on spider decks, right? You could potentially have in the near future
Bugs.
maybe angel decks. You can have specific bugs, right?
Bugs.
So I know you want your bugs, but or the cats or tigers, right? So you have the Ajna, you have
People
the
have done
cattail
that though,
tigers.
haven't they?
Yeah, we've been
Yeah, they've
trying
done
to,
that.
right, to see if it could actually be a thing for competitive
I
Genesis.
guarantee you one day we're gonna have an angel deck. More are coming, so
Includes
I don't know what that means. Oh, is bacteriophage a spider?
bacteriophage? No, it's
What is it?
a virus, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it's like a.
It's a virus.
It's like a virus.
Oh, I don't know. It kind of just the
It's
shape of it because
bacteria.
it's like it's got
Yeah,
the,
it's a weird thing.
it kind of looked like the bottom half of it kind of looked like a really tall spider.
So I mean, we have monkeys too, right? So we have like all the different
You built
monkeys.
that?
I did build a tribal monkey deck. It was
Yeah.
all based on all the ones, including the Bellum one. So I built it.
The mute.
Thymos Bellum. No, there was the one that's in Bellum. It's the only one. But
Monkey and Bellum.
I forget the name of it. It was really bad.
Monkey and Bellum.
Monkey.
No, what's his name?
I don't know.
Oh,
Kenny
that's.
doesn't-
Mute
Kenny
and
does. No, mute's not.
He said mute.
No,
Even Joey's saying mute.
no, mute is Thymos.
So which one's in Bellum, Joey?
It's the Bellum one. I forget.
Help us.
Which I believe, I'm pretty sure it came on Rays. Which is why nobody really knows the name of it, because nobody likes
I
Rays
wasn't even
except for
here
me.
during Rays.
Totally forget the name of it. Anywho, yeah, the tribal decks would be nice to see.
More of them, yeah.
More of them, or get kind of themes like that for Genesis and whatnot.
Or even just to see more people playing them. I feel like even that would be
Yeah,
cool.
would be
Like,
neat. Which could be a challenge on a locals, right? Hey, you have to
Yeah.
build your best kind of tribal deck, right?
oh my god, we should do that one night.
Which would be really
We
interesting.
should do that one Saturday. Put out a post about it and be like, oh,
Well, that's
hey,
what we're
we're
thinking
doing a...
of trying here.
Well,
at
no,
Heads or
not the
Tails.
league. Like, actually making a special day. Maybe
A challenge day kind of thing.
once every month or once every 2 months or something like that, doing a tribal day and being like, hey, we should have it so y'all have to build tribal decks and you can come in on this day and we'll play and you have a month to go. Wait, you got a month to build it. Go.
Actually, no, sorry.
Got the factions switched up. My fault. Yeah, no worries. Yeah, no, I had thought it was an idea that ran through my head as well too, right here, to try and get people more engaged and coming back out to play Genesis. Was giving them challenges, deck building challenges, whether it's like you're only allowed to use these champions for this week, and then switch it up. It's like, okay, well, only these affiliations, right? Or
So that card just countered. That's fine. 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 That's fine.
kind of things like that, or you can only play with commons on commons, or or you eliminate cheese. Like there's so many different options to give deck building challenges to players, right? On that sense, and kind of getting that ball rolling, but having it at like not as serious of competition kind of thing, because it's not going to be the easiest thing to do, right? So and still be able to come up on top as if you were playing the meta competitive decks, right? That we're so used to seeing all the time, right? So it's something I got in the works. I mean, we're kind of waiting until we move out of this store to kind of get our new challenges and our new formats and everything going here for Genesis at Heads or Tails, but it's a work in progress, right? So,
yeah, it's still a mess over there.
Yeah, it's brutal. A lot of stuff on the go and whatnot. So
when were we going to look at that place? Tomorrow?
Tomorrow, yeah, we're looking at another place tomorrow. So
I have to go afterwards though, because I'm bringing my saxophone.
Say again?
I said I have to go to school after we're done because I'm bringing my saxophone.
Yeah, I'll drop you back off.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, so it was an interesting question that the cohorts put out about the future of Genesis. So it made me think, right? Be sure to check him out on Facebook, and that he's always putting up stuff. Probably out on Discord as well, I would imagine. His daily questions of the day, awesome. I love looking out for them and reading all the answers when I get an opportunity to do so. And getting really good engagement with players and people in the Genesis community. It's super awesome that he's doing it. I like it a lot. But yeah, so, and then also to his ramblings that he puts out on a daily basis, more or less. Apparently we're just informed he's now on Spotify.
Yeah.
So if you're on Spotify, you'll be able to tune in and listen to those as well. And I know he posts them up on Facebook. Facebook, I guess. So.
Yeah, when I started, because I didn't even know they were like there. I don't check I'm gonna be honest here, I don't check the groups often. I don't even check the store's groups unless I get a notification for them. And I started seeing the questions of the day, right? Like all the time. So now I'm popping in and being like, oh, what?
No, Joey, don't. Stop. Oh, stop. Stop, Joey, stop. Okay, read that.
Where?
Right there, that one, right there.
I did. I'm having
You want to tackle that one, or you want me to do it?
No, my brain is just not, like, loading to read it. Okay?
Oh, okay.
Make up promos that could be used as prize support for a tribal deck tournament.
Stop with the promos,
Here's
guys.
the thing. First of all, we have so many promos, right? We have so many that are coming up, right? Yeah, shut up.
Bite my lip.
Yeah, shush.
Okay.
We have so many promos that are already out, right? And it's like so many of them are just being like flushed out with a bunch of stuff. Also, how would we manage to get a promo for a tribal deck tournament?
Yeah.
Like, how would you do that?
We gotta, like, there's so many promos. It's like, oh my god, overload of promos. It's getting crazy, the amount of promos that are being pushed out. There's got to be some other way, right? Like, I know we pushed in the past. We want to see the OP packs too, right? Let's start refreshing OP. For organized play, getting them out, right?
Oh my god.
We already have the monthly promos that are put out as rewards for winning at local tournaments, right? There's recycle promos, there's this promo, there's that promo,
fair enough.
right? Like, there's so many promos, like, it is getting crazy, right? Like, maybe tone that down a little bit. I think that's just my opinion. I think it's getting oversaturated.
Agreed. I've been loving the conversations from new people and those who have been around for a while, like y'all on those daily questions.
Yeah, that's he's talking about the cohorts questions.
I like those.
I like the questions. Yeah.
I don't answer them. Like, I don't put an answer, but I read them and I think about it, and it's like, oh, that's
yeah. You hear
they're fun. They're interesting.
It's a good positive way to get people's input and
get the community having a conversation.
Get them talking about Genesis and getting them engaged in Genesis. It's really cool, and it also gets your mind thinking too, right? And whether or not your choice of participating in the question, it's like
maybe one day we'll see like a whole conversation going on between people in the comments section, and it'll take an hour for everyone to read it.
in some cases there have been. There's been a
Yeah.
really really good engagement depending on the question, right?
That's good though.
And getting people to talk about
that's
it,
really
right?
good though.
So, and then also two new players coming in, and they're seeing that they're going to get their perception of it, their input into it as well, right? Once they start getting a handle on what Genesis is all about, right? So I don't think you're wrong, honestly, on promos. We can be smarter and make those promos feel better to own instead of one of like a billion different ones. Yeah, like, I mean, it's, yeah. Special events, I understand, Joey, like having, like the championship promos, right? So you play the circuit promos were nice, right? But like every single little thing that's been coming out for Genesis.
I like the store promos.
Kind of thing
I like the store promos and the content creator promos as well, because I gave the store owners.
That was for the Kickstarter, though.
Well, yeah, but I still like them.
They were nice, yeah, and I mean it was an incentive for content creators in LGSs to invest in the Kickstarter and to get those special promos. But I mean, since then, look at how many there are, right? So, and now, like even if you're a member of Patreon, you have all the Patreon promos on top of it, right?
Oh, yeah,
and it's just like oodles and oodles of promos just flying at us left, right, and center, right? So, and it's like,
it's nuts.
I can just imagine like the production level of all these, whereas it's like focus more on getting more sets out, give us more cards that are playable, new cards that are playable for the game, and progressing the game that way more so, rather than here's another promo, here's another promo, here's another promo, right? That's like it's getting absolutely crazy, right? But that's again, as I said, my opinion on it.
Yeah.
But
yeah, no,
it's Saturday promos, store promos are still a thing, though. Great to have an LGS something that they can show.
Saturday promo? What's that?
I think he's referring to, correct me if I'm wrong, Joey, the participating in locals. So if you participate in like the promos that I give out for my tournaments.
Oh yeah, okay,
so
yeah.
If the LGS is actually running local events and whatnot in their tournaments, right, that are registered on Geo kind of thing, and then they giving it out. Poor attempt at a joke. We have a promo for you. For no other reason than it's Saturday. Okay, yeah, now I see what you're saying. Yes, okay, so yeah, exactly, right?
Just
and
not
it's
a
like,
good reason to make a promo for something.
Exactly, right? So it's.
We should get a promo that says, "Hey, it's Saturday." No.
It's yeah. I'm sure it would pop up if Jeff Pizzito was in the chat.
It's just a
right?
left hook, and it's Saturday nights, all right.
It's Saturday, exactly, right? Like. I mean, promos are really cool, but when you just start flooding them out, like left, right, and center, no matter what, right? And it's just like, I think myself personally, promos should be special, like extremely special. Like as you said, with the LGSs through the Kickstarter or whatnot, championships, circuit promos, etc., like that. Keep it exclusive to that. A special promo in the Patreon that they do, right? But every single little thing that's
it doesn't need to have a promo.
So, like it was even brought to my attention that they're going to be giving out a promo for Ultimate Collectors. So if you complete a full set, you're going to get a special promo, right?
Or the recycling.
There is the recycle program as well too, right? And I get the recycle one, right?
Because it encouraged people to actually hand
for the
in their
recycling,
stuff.
right?
Yeah.
So, but I mean, going above and beyond that, like it's getting wholeheartedly agree. Okay. Jeff's on it. Jeff's on it. Yeah, but yeah, that's great feedback.
We should message Jeff and be like, hey, we have a special request. We need Joey on a card.
We need to get.
And he's got
there we go.
We'll
get a Joey promo.
He got a big old thumbs up, and it says it's Saturday.
Holding a beer, saying it's Saturday. The Saturday promo. There we go.
Saturday
there
promo.
You go, Joey. You
should
get your own. But anyway, okay, so www.genesisbattleofchampions.com. Check out the website. You want to get involved in the game, learn how to play the game. right? All the information you need to learn about it is on there. I highly recommend you check it out. Yeah, if your LGS is not involved in it, you want to get them involved as well. There's lots of awesome programs to get into for Genesis and getting the LGS and building a community for it. So highly recommend it.
Read the lore!
Read the lore, yeah.
I'm so behind on it.
We are behind it.
We are very behind on it.
What year is it?
2023.
2023. Year of the Rabbit.
Year of the Rabbit!
So our shirts came in, finally. So a little story, when I went to pick these up, so I was wondering why it didn't get actually delivered to my house like it was supposed to, and I found out why. So I got shipped to me via FedEx. Buyer beware, there is a tax and duty on this stuff being shipped. If you're in Canada anyway, I don't know if it's different anywhere else. So I had an unexpected charge of an additional X amount of dollars that made my eyes almost fall out of my head. I wasn't expecting it. I was a little upset and disappointed in it. However, in the long run, Genesis, I love it. I had to have it anyway, so I mean, I wasn't going to walk away and say send it back kind of thing. I wanted to get it, but the amount of money that I'd spent to get in all this merchandise, I wasn't anticipating paying even more at the time of arrival.
Yeah.
So just to be aware on that. So as I said, I don't know if it's like that across the board for all countries that it's being shipped to, but just anticipate it.
Didn't you say you thought it was like, well, obviously.
Yeah, because I paid
across
taxes.
the border?
I paid taxes and shipping on it on the initial purchase, but then when I had to pick it up at FedEx, there was an additional duty and tax charge on top of it, right? So, says, oh crap, that's good to know about the shirt. I wasn't aware of that, but we can look into it. The taxes part. Yeah, so yeah, it was like a ridiculous amount of money, like way above and beyond what I was expecting to pay on a duty and tax, right? So, where as I was just saying, like when I first made the initial purchase, I paid the tax and the shipping charge on top of it, right? So it's like I was kind of confused, and it really caught me off guard, and I was really upset about it. However, all set aside, we got them. So here, I think this was yours. I'm not sure.
Oh, it's not. I got the maroon one.
What? Yours? You got a maroon one.
Yeah, I did.
So that one must be yours.
Yay! Yeah, because I got a large 9.
Yeah. I don't know who's going to see this one is. You can open it. So open it up. Show them.
I can. Oh, here we go.
Oh, look at that. It's really cool because it says Art by Damian right inside the t-shirt. Art by Damian.
Wait, yours is Damian?
Yeah. Yours should say it too. Oh.
What? Same artwork.
Does yours not say Art by Damian?
No.
Art by Mikhail.
Who's that?
We got a misprinted shirt?
Do we really?
Did we get a misprinted shirt?
Check the other ones. Mine does not say Damian on it. Oh!
That one says Mikhail.
So why does yours say Damian?
Is it the red thing?
Is it
Maybe
just
it's
the
just
red?
the red one. I'm not sure. Maybe the red one.
Oh,
the
it
red
is
one
just
says Damian on it.
Huh.
That's kind of funny.
Okay. Did they do the art together? I'm pretty sure it's Damian's art, is it not? Pull up the card.
Yeah, let me.
It smells really good in here.
New shirt smell.
Mm-hmm. It smells like a warehouse.
Needs to be warm. It smells like a warehouse. It
It
does.
smells like Haunted Castle.
Oh, you're just gonna go to the merch page one? You can't just bring up the card?
I'm trying to find the card right now.
The card database. There you go.
Yay! No, you're in beta.
Or it doesn't have invasions yet. Or
Origins.
Small brain.
Origins is not on. There's another thing. Let's see for the website. Let's see updated card list. Right. So I want to see this list of promos, like the amount of promos that are out there. Like want to see the alpha and the beta. Right. Would be really nice to have those back on the website.
All right. Gargantuan Rabbit is Thymos, correct?
Yep.
Oh, Origins is on there. It's just on the
It's just
back
in a
end.
completely
Yeah.
different spot. Yeah. Yeah, it's by Mikhail.
It's by Mikhail. Okay, so I'm gonna open up this red one here. Show that we got misprinted shirts.
Apparently, Damian did the shirt design, so he did like the cornering for everything. So it was by both of them. The rabbit was by Mikhail, and then the shirt design was Damian.
Hang on, does mine have that?
But it says right on the inside of the shirt. So I suppose
does mine
it
have
all
the
depends.
corners?
Mine says. I don't know if we can get that. Is that showing up? Can you see it up close?
Yeah.
Does it say Damian? You can see it?
It says blurrily, but yeah.
Blurrily. Anyway.
Oh, mine does have that. That's weird.
It's supposed to be Mikhail, apparently.
It is supposed to be Mikhail, yeah.
Definitely wrong, haha.
Yeah, no, it's definitely wrong.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, so, well,
The
hey,
artwork
we got
Damian did the
misprinted
shirt design as you see it.
T-shirts. Oh yeah, so Chinese New Year T-shirt. You're throwing yours on right away?
That's because Kenny wanted me to cover up my sweater. He actually asked me if I had a change before we started stream.
And then I ordered this shirt as well because, yeah, I just...
So CZR.
It's okay. I got
Art
Genesis
by
on.
Arthur T. So Arthur, yes. He was the one that did the artwork for the original logo, so we finally have... What?
I just got bonked in the head.
Bonked in the head. Shirt with just the logo on the front, and then on the back, Battle of Champions.
Yeah, there. Oh. Shocked me.
Right? So, super nice.
You know what? I think I'm gonna wear this. Oh, I forgot I had the G on the arm.
Has the G on the arm. Yeah.
Is my hair?
I don't think this one does, right?
Did you get any of the embroidered shirts?
Oh,
we
yeah,
already
we
opened
that
those.
Oh, yeah.
last week,
Yeah.
wasn't it?
Oh, yeah. Just...
Yeah, but he only got one.
This one doesn't have the G on the sleeve. It's just because it's in the front. But it's the actual symbol, so which I like this symbol better than just the G, but or just the G.
I kind of like the subtlety of just the G.
I like
Do you
your cut
really?
G.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like for proper like advertising stuff, obviously big G. But like on a shirt or something, I like just.
But since you can see clear Genesis in the front, right? Yeah.
And then
I see what you mean.
another thing that I was really upset is because I wanted the white, right? But my wife, I decided to get her. Why did we keep twisting? There we go.
Why
Yeah.
did you get her a white sweater?
Because she didn't like the other colors, so
Really?
and the white didn't count. I like my stuff really baggy and loose, so I usually get really bigger size. Plus, too, there was a recommendation you order a larger size because it could shrink in the wash, right? So, the white did not come in a 3X for a sweater, which is what I really wanted. So, however, my wife ended up getting the white because the white looks so nice. Like, it's so bright.
Wow.
So she got the white sweater. It has the G on it.
Is that embroidered?
Yeah.
Is it really?
Yeah, the sweaters are embroidered. So I ended up getting the maroon one instead. This better be a 3X, plus 3X on it.
You took the
And it has that fancy full print or whatever, but yeah, it's super nice. I feel that.
That is really nice
I'm
looking.
stealing that.
Right? So, with the Genesis logo embroidered in it. Right? That's so nice, right? So, and it's got the...
Oh, it's got the proper hoodie pockets.
Yeah, so, well, it's not a zipper, right? So it's got, yeah. This
I
is a
think I need to
perfect
throw
sweater.
my
I love it.
paycheck at Dad and be like, hey, you wanna order some more?
But red's my favorite color, and they didn't have this color red in the sweater, so I ended up with a maroon.
Yeah, it's so fuzzy.
Yeah, I know. And then, of course, or I would have went black, but then you wouldn't be able to see the G.
No, you would not.
I want to crack that white one open, but
Who got the XL?
maybe
Oh,
I'll
Cam?
stretch it. I'll stretch it out, and I'll end up just keeping it. What's that?
Cam?
Cam's got the extra large, yeah. And he got the maroon. This should be the
4X.
the 4X. This is for grandma.
Grandma, yeah.
And then this
Those
should be
are
my
extra
3X for me.
How much are they?
2X. Oh, 2X, yeah, 2X.
70 bucks.
What's that?
It's not even my
The gray is really nice.
The gray is nice, yeah.
I want to order one more item.
Are you gonna pay that duty in time?
I would love that if the G was white.
Yeah, right. If that G was white, I for sure, 100%.
Make it orange.
I would.
No, make it orange.
If it was more distinguished, right? I think at first
like
glance,
the
you
G on
wouldn't.
black, you can barely see it.
You can barely see it a little bit, I think, personally, but would have been nice. But I don't have very many maroon sweaters, and Mack-Attack stole all my red sweaters, except for my.
I did
faded,
not steal them. You gave them to me.
You stole the first one, that's for sure.
No, I didn't. You gave it to me. No, you still gave it to me.
Whee! So yeah, awesome.
I landed that too.
So yeah, that's fine. I was really excited that finally came in. You know what I am missing?
What?
I have to go back and check. Bring that back up.
Yeah, the Damian.
The Damian one. No. I'm not just missing that.
Satyr?
The Satyr.
Oh, you
shirt.
actually ordered
I'm
that.
pretty sure I did. I have to go back and look. I'm pretty sure I ordered one of those.
Well, if you
What
didn't,
color
I could
did
make
you
it
go
another
for?
order.
I have to go back and look at my invoices and my emails. So let's see. I'm pretty sure I ordered one of those too. But
So this does mean we get to make another order.
I don't know if it was on this order or if it was on a previous order. Yeah, because that was it. Yep, that's it.
It's like Christmas all over again.
Almost, right? But I mean, that's what happens when you become one of the ultimate collectors of a card game, where they start bringing out merchandise, and I have to have like all the merchandise as well.
No, it's my invisible hat.
What? It's not invisible.
Very
You can
visible.
see it.
No,
Very visible.
It's my invisible hat.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah,
Anyway.
there you go. Nice hat.
Yeah, thank you. It's a great hat, isn't it?
Print edition 2. Print 2
For the shirt.
for the shirt.
Where it says Damian, it's supposed to be Mikhail. So print 2
Print 2.
to fix it. So now you gotta get both shirts.
Oh, we really gotta make another order. Oh my god.
Yeah, I don't know. It's crazy. It's very crazy. Anyway, so special thank you to Sid. Thank you very much for giving us Genesis Battle of Champions.
Thank you.
Yes, we really love it. But yeah, we're hoping and keeping our fingers crossed that we can get people engaged more into playing Genesis rather than coming out on a casual Genesis night and playing Magic.
Yeah.
Let's give them dirty looks.
Should we point the camera at them?
Right?
Call them out fully.
No, I think they already know, but
Oh, I even looked over. I walked over and I was like, this isn't Genesis.
yeah, exactly, right? So we'll have to ban Magic on Thursday nights from the store. No Magic being allowed to play.
You want to play? Oh.
What if,
Genesis only.
what if I like walk in with coins and start doing magic tricks? Is that allowed?
Oh.
That's not playing Magic, but right. Anyway,
You're performing
So-
magic. Hey, if someone walked in and started doing magic tricks, I'd be entertained for hours. I'm not even kidding. Like,
probably.
yeah.
Yeah. Attention span is 0.
Oh, severely.
Severely.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
So, thank you very much to Sid once again, yes, for giving us Genesis, and definitely check out all the content online on the website, or get into the Discord if you're not a Patreon member and you like to support the company even more. Sign on to the Genesis Patreon as well. They give you a ton of extra promos and material through Patreon.
Year packs.
And packs, yeah.
Yeah, packs.
Older booster packs, etc. So some vintage stuff comes into Patreon now, and it's super exciting. So we really look forward to getting those. We're waiting on this month still to come in. Thank you to Kenny, who's behind the camera, for helping us out every week to take care of our live streams and whatnot. Yeah, he's given us the double fingers as well. Yeah. But yeah, so like and subscribe to our channel. We really appreciate it. What are we up to now?
Oh, sure.
I think we gained one and then lost one in
Yeah.
the same day. It was kind of like, yeah.
Yeah, 296. We are almost at 300.
Almost at 300. Thank you very
We're
much for
so
everybody
close.
for all your support and tuning in and watching us. And Oh man, gotta get you over 300 before the next episode.
Got a week.
Maybe we got a week. We did gain a lot over the last couple of days.
Oh yeah,
so
we
it was,
did.
like, really
we were in the
crazy.
70s and then it
all of a
shot
sudden,
up.
boom,
Yeah.
we're 290 something now, so it's really
Yeah.
good. It's exciting, right? So once again, it's like we just want to push out the information about Genesis and have our conversations that we really enjoy talking about Genesis and getting involved and wanting people to get more interested in Genesis and whatnot. If you have any suggestions on topics and whatnot too, you can always reach out to us via either Facebook if you're part of it. You can look us up. Even I don't really recommend Discord. I'm not on there very much unless Mack-Attack's in there or Kenny or somebody else. They can probably relay the message.
I'm not in the Genesis Discord.
No,
I don't think
am.
I am.
Kenny is.
Yeah.
He has to be because he's
Well, I don't have to be.
recommended you be, right? So it's like, but yeah, definitely check it out if you want to hear, or just drop us a line. My email, hotgaminginc@hotmail.com or Steveo the Gamer @hotmail.com, either or, and shoot me a line. Love to hear from you. Get your LGS involved in learning how to play Genesis. Yes. That's the main thing, right? That we really want to focus on.
We love talking about Genesis.
We love talking about
Despite the fact that tonight was about Australia and spiders.
But there's spiders in Genesis. Like as I said, I was pivoting back into let's talk about Gen, and I got into talking about tribal, etc., etc. Anyway, thank you very much for watching us tonight. We will see you next Thursday on One Side of the Coin. I'm Steveo the Gamer.
Mack-Attack.
Have a great night, everybody. Bye.